There's not a typical kind of person that calls up WALSHtrust for assistance. We support people from all backgrounds, ethnicities, socio-economic groups as well. We've grown quite significantly from those early days. We still have residential services for people that need accommodation and support services, but predominantly we're shifting towards supporting people living in their own homes. Most of the staff that we employ to provide support services are mobile, balancing budgets, looking after the kids, relationships with families, friends, coping with loneliness, and I guess also dealing with the challenges of living with mental illness in the community. Our support staff are skilled and experienced in supporting people into accommodation, either through Housing New Zealand or through the private rental market. More recently, we've taken on some properties which we offer to people on a purely rental basis. We've got one of the few dedicated employment services in New Zealand, specifically focusing on responding and supporting people with mental illness into employment. It's jobs that anyone in the country might go for. He came to see us to get a job, and he was quite specific about the kind of job he wanted. He wanted a job in retail. I want a job in the front, in serving customers. We found an employer who was particularly understanding. We're quite explicit with this particular employer and said he does experience mental illness significantly. You will find him on occasion talking to himself, apparently. That's fine. He loved it. It was a role which gave him a sense of who he was beyond being a mental health patient, if you like. He was in a role where he could actually give back. He was of such value that people would pay him for his time. Twin Streams is a project that's been running in Waitakere for some years now. It's an environmentally focused project, valuing the streams and waterways that run through Henderson. Hannah, one of our coordinators at WALSHtrust, coordinated a number of people regularly to participate in cleaning up the streams. It worked incredibly well. Not only was it a great opportunity to contribute to the community, it was a great opportunity for people to mix together, to sit down at morning tea, lunchtime, afternoon tea. Stuff that I guess most people take for granted. We're in Henderson Park. We actually were here about a month ago for a sports day, and both staff and clients participated in this. It was brilliant. We had a barbecue here. We had a range of activities happening, a number of sports such as soccer, touch, egg throwing competitions, raw eggs. Brilliant day. Peer support recognises the value of personal experience of mental illness, what it can bring, what it can offer people perhaps experiencing mental illness for the first time. Peer support provides the opportunity for people to be supported by someone who's been there, done that. Your mental illness isn't all of who you are. Some of the support services that we offer are very much about encouraging your seeing a life beyond mental illness. Not necessarily that it's gone away, but it's about recognising that a mental illness may be part of my life. But the important part, it's only part of your life rather than being your life. In terms of thinking of a proudest moment, and there's so many of them. A person who hadn't worked for 35 years, getting a job. Someone who hadn't left their house in 10 to 15 years, getting out, enjoying the community, going for walks in the community. Give us a call. We're not a clinical service. You're not going to speak to a doctor. You're going to speak to someone who may be living just up the road from you. You're going to speak to someone who, it's very likely they might have had their own experience of mental illness. You're going to speak to people who are interested in what's happening for you.